In this video, we're going to talk about defining the cloud models that include public, private, and hybrid. And once again, I've copied this information from the Microsoft template, and I've filled in all the good stuff so you understand how it all works. So let's start with the public cloud model. In the public cloud, services are offered over the internet, and they're available to anyone who wants to purchase them. That's an important thing. A public cloud allows anyone to go ahead and purchase services and resources from Microsoft Azure, such as servers, virtual machines, storage like cloud hard drives. They are owned and operated by a third-party cloud service such as Azure. There's also Amazon Web Services and others. Not all of the different types of resources that we're going to talk about in this course are going to be controlled by Azure. Some are going to be controlled by AWS and others. The reason I mention that is because the exam covers a tiny bit of other types of cloud services when it comes to Microsoft Azure being able to support those other cloud offerings. So when that makes sense, I go ahead and tell you about that, and you'll see that as this course goes on. Now, you've got the next one, which is going to be a private cloud. And once again, this doesn't matter where you're going to be doing this, the public, the private, or the hybrid. It all is the definition of a cloud model. So a private cloud is going to be owned by the client and requires a lot of outlay of cash. And we call this capital expenditure. It consists of computing resources used by users from a business or an organization. For example, I rent a cage at a data center. In that data center are my servers. And I'm going to be demonstrating some virtual machines from those servers. As a matter of fact, you're going to see some in this particular video as well. That means that I put out the cash for those servers, and then I rent that space in the private cloud. It's not on premises. It's in a private data center owned by an organization that I rent from. Now, the last one is going to be hybrid. This is where you have a computing environment that's going to combine the public cloud, which is the first thing mentioned, and the private cloud. Now, in some cases, the private cloud really is just servers and things on premises, but it's available to people, say, who are working from home or, say, working in a hotel. It's still considered the cloud, even though it's on premises at your location, because it's available through the internet cloud. That's why it's called cloud computing. So whether you're using the servers in a data center, such as I am, or on premises, such as some people do in certain organizations, then it still means a private cloud or hybrid if you're using both private and public. So those are your three different cloud models. Public, available to everyone; private, cash outlay, capital expenditure by the organization; or hybrid, where it's both. Here's one of my servers that is in my private cloud. So here you can see Hyper-V running a lot of different servers. Some of them are running and some of them are off. But this is a physical server I've remoted into using remote desktop from my IP address, which I've locked down in my firewall. So it's not publicly available. It's just privately available to me and anyone else that I allow through my firewall. Now, if I minimize this, I've set up a remote desktop connection to multiple different servers. So one of those servers is going to be a server that's also a domain controller. So if I open this up, you can see under Tools, Active Directory Users and Computers. This is my local Active Directory configuration. Now let's take a look at another server where I've gone ahead and logged in to Microsoft Azure. So I'll open up all services. I'm going to go to where it says Microsoft Entra ID, which is something similar to Active Directory as far as it does contain users and groups. It does contain a lot of things that are similar to Active Directory, but it's not the same thing. And that will make a lot more sense as we go through this course. I'm not going to overwhelm you in every single video with too much information. I'm going to give you just enough information to take you to the next step. So if I go to users, for instance, you'll see a list of all my different users that are in Entra ID. Now, it doesn't cost anything for Entra ID or to add users, but if I license those users, then it's going to cost additional money. So for instance, if I go into my other tab that I have open at admin.microsoft.com. This is the admin center for Microsoft 365. And you can see that in the admin center, I've got the same users. They show up here as well because it's synchronized between these two websites. So what's the difference between the Entra ID portal and the admin portal at Microsoft 365? Well, in the admin portal, I can buy things. Can't do that in the Azure portal. So in the admin portal at Microsoft 365, I can go to purchase services, and here I can purchase licenses for Entra ID, for Microsoft 365 Office, and for all those different services that I showed you that are running in the Azure portal. So if I choose to buy one, I can go ahead and apply it. And I'll be doing that a little bit later on in this course so you understand how to purchase licenses, apply them to users, and then use them. All important information in the AZ900 exam. These three different cloud models are used by organizations around the world, so be sure to have a clear understanding of them as you saw here.